better get ready for a brand new day. Hey, Chicago, what do you say? The Cubs are gonna win today. They're singing, go Cubs, go!
Welcome in, everyone, to Sosa's Steam Room. We're talking Cubs starting their season off on the right note. Bulls throwing in the towel. The BlackHawks heading into the playoff. Corey Crawford's health and some Bears draft coverage. Hit it. Hello, everybody. My name is Drew Edstrom, and the other co-host of this podcast is Blake Van Pocky.
Hello.
Blake, how you doing?
I'm doing real good. How about you?
Yeah, a good couple days.
I'm having a great couple days.
Blake's having a really good.
It's a really good week.
Really good week for Blake.
Really good week for Blake.
And that's what he's got to say right now to the people.
That's exactly what I got to say.
That's right. Welcome in, everyone, to episode 11 of Sosa's Steam Room. We've officially gotten past our 10th birthday, which is exciting stuff.
Yeah.
Just a couple things you need to know. We love email, so shoot us an email at sosasteamroom@gmail.com. We have Twitter and Facebook pages. Just search Sosa's Steam Room. We also just got an Instagram, so follow us at Sosa's Steam Room. We're live on Periscope right now, so follow us on that as well. We also have some personal Twitter accounts, myself at DN Edstrom, and Blake, your Twitter handle?
At Soldier Field Blog, BLG.
BLG. And we have a website, sosasteamroom.com, as well as a Patreon page. So if you want to support us, just jump on over to that.
Lots of good stuff.
It's a lot of good stuff happening. So we really appreciate your support and you tuning in, so thank you. Well, Blake, baseball that matters is here.
I know.
The real thing.
It's unbelievable.
The regular season has started for the Cubs, and they started things off on the right note last night, or Monday night, beating the Angels 9-0.
Yes.
Jake Arrieta was dominant. 7 innings pitched, only 2 hits allowed, 0 earned runs, which is great to see him start off on the right note.
Already looking like that second half Arrieta.
Yeah, that Cy Young Arrieta that we like so much. Dexter Fowler had 3 hits. Miggy had a nice homer last night.
Carrying that spring training momentum over to the regular season.
Absolutely. It's great to see him hit, especially last year when he was struggling with that back issue.
Yeah.
Some really good stuff early on from him. And the new Cubs hero, Matt Caesar.
Big fan.
Tonight he also added a home run. Last night he had a huge double. And he's producing, which is great to see. I bet Joe Madden loves that.
Yeah, 4 RBIs in his first 2 at-bats. So.
Yeah, that's just fantastic.
Yeah.
Blake, what were your thoughts on opening night?
Well, they were dominant. It's good to see that when someone like Chris Bryant struggles, they still have a night where they score 9 runs. And I feel like that's going to be the theme all throughout the year. But yeah, like the lineup is just so good. I mean,
it's ridiculous.
It's nice to finally see it like in an actual game, in a regular season game. Instead of just talking about it for the last couple months like we have.
Absolutely. We've just been waiting in anticipation, and they're pulling through.
At least for one game.
For one game.
It was as good as advertised.
Yeah, I love opening day, over-exaggerations.
Yeah.
And the Cubs gave us a lot to over-exaggerate about. That's a good thing.
Did.
And even tonight, too, as we're sitting here talking right now, currently leading the Angels, John Lester has had a really good night thus far. Matt Caesar, home run, just fantastic.
Yeah.
Dexter Fowler, home run, fantastic. Anthony Rizzo,
fantastic.
home run.
Yes.
So
lots of pop in that lineup.
Lots of pop, and even Chris is struggling again tonight. But like you said earlier, they can afford to have 1 or 2 guys in their lineup struggle and still be successful.
Yeah.
It is awesome.
Yes, it
to
is.
watch.
Really is. And this will be, if they hold on tonight, this will be the first time in 25 years they started out 2-0. And for some reason, that's a thing.
Yeah. That was a shocking stat right there.
Yeah.
And it made me kind of sad when I first read it. I was like, what do you mean they haven't started 2-0? Such a long time.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's been a while.
It's already better than they've been in the last 25 years. So
raising
Assuming
the
they
bar.
hold on here, yeah.
Raising the bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, this lineup is just terrifying, especially when you have a DH in there playing in the American League, which is it's going to be weird, kind of bouncing back to the NL.
Yeah.
And seeing that pitcher hit, but just there's not a hole in this lineup. I dare you to find a hole because you're not going to find it.
And just moving on to the defense a little, you can already tell there's huge improvements almost everywhere around the field for the Cubs defense. I mean, Ben Zobrist last night was just spectacular.
Yeah, the nice double play off that liner. And, you're going to get a guy in Ben Zobrist who's been there before.
Yeah.
Who's won championships. And he just is a smart player. He's not going to have those mental lapses that Starlin Castro has had in the past. And, we both love Starlin, but...
Yeah, I got to watch some Starlin today, too.
Yeah, he hit a home run, didn't he?
Hit a double.
Hit a double.
Two RBI double.
Well, that's a good start.
He was looking good. He made some nice defensive plays.
Yeah, we're
It's a
Team
whole
Starlin
different thing.
Castro.
We're definitely Team Starlin Castro.
We're going to miss him. But
Yeah.
Ben Zobrist is such a great defensive upgrade.
Yeah.
He can spray the ball over the field, and he's not going to have those mental mistakes.
I think he has 2 or 3 hits tonight as well, too, so.
He's just doing it all.
He's doing it all.
And I said during our Cubs preview podcast that I was really excited about this signing, and that he was going to surprise some people, even with his age and surgeries that he's had in the past. He's still going to produce, and he's a Joe Madden guy.
Yeah.
So you cannot go wrong with that.
So far, so good.
Season has started off great.
Yeah.
Cubs have a day off on Wednesday and then headed to your homeland,
Head to the homeland.
Arizona,
Yeah.
to play the D-backs. So we'll see how they continue moving forward.
I'll be happy when they don't start at 9 Central Time.
Yeah, it's late nights here, and
Yeah.
that's what's causing the late recording here for us. We usually don't record this late, and we're night owls right now.
Yeah, we are.
So yeah, props to us. Good
Every
job.
Cubs fan right
Yeah.
now with us.
All right, well let's get depressing for a second here. Let's talk about these Chicago Bulls. It's time to say night-night. Lost to the Grizzlies tonight in a game that they just looked like they had no heart whatsoever. And it's time to start praying for some lucky bounces of the ping pong ball.
Well, they're still in it, mathematically. But not looking good.
They're still two games back at that 8th spot.
But 2 games back with 4 left.
Yep.
And I think they're 2.5 back of the Pacers, who they hold the tiebreak over. Is that right?
Of the Pistons.
Of the Pistons,
I
and 2
believe.
back of the Pacers.
And the Pistons got trounced tonight by Miami. They're just drawing out this long and painful process, which is bumming me out. But, I've been team ping pong ball for a while now. It's just time to kind of retool this team and
They're at
start
that point.
over.
They're definitely at that point.
Yeah, so go ping pong balls. All for that.
Point 3.
Well, when they got
3%.
Derrick Rose,
What
the
was
number
it?
one over at 1.8%. So anything's possible.
Anything's possible.
I'm not saying they're going to go
Ben
out.
Simmons to the Bulls.
Not going to get Ben Simmons, but
Buddy Hield.
I mean, I'd love Buddy Hield, but they're probably not going to get him.
I've heard some rumblings about him going first overall.
That should not happen.
I've heard some things though. I don't know if it will come to fruition, but
I don't think it's going to happen.
we'll see.
It's going to be Ben Simmons
Weak draft,
or Ingram. It is a weak draft
unfortunately.
for the Bulls. So maybe it's a blessing in disguise that they don't get that Kings pick that they're owed through a trade in the past. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's good that we just wait another year to get that pick.
Yeah. I agree.
So the Bulls, they're still mathematically in it, but we all know it's over.
Yeah.
They
We've known
lost-
for a couple weeks.
This has been a long.
I've been talking
couple
about
weeks.
this for like a month or two.
For me, the Bulls expert on this show. Not to toot my own horn or anything.
Yeah.
But
I think that's clear.
they lost tonight to a very injury depleted Grizzlies team. Without Mike Conley, without Marc Gasol.
I've heard they've been playing really bad before this too.
They had
Grizzlies.
6 straight losses heading into tonight.
And they were losing by like 20 points. So.
And the Bulls just seem to cure every single team's ailments.
Yeah,
If they're losing
fortunately.
games or something's going on, the Bulls are going to come and play you and you're going to look way better than you are. And the Grizzlies are a playoff team in the West, so we'll see what
Weak
happens.
West, but-
the weak West this year. Who would have thunk?
Yeah.
But no exception tonight. You have to come out and get this win, especially against a team that is really ailing and struggling a lot with the Grizzlies. And I want to talk about Derrick Rose for a second.
Yeah.
He came back from the elbow injury tonight, and he looked okay.
Yeah.
But the question is, can Derrick and Jimmy coexist in that Bulls backcourt? It's been a topic of conversation for
Yes,
a
it
while
has.
now. We don't know.
Especially this last week.
Yeah, because you've seen Jimmy produces and plays a lot better when Derrick isn't on the floor. And Jimmy tonight with Derrick on the floor had 5 points on 2 of 8 shooting. And
Yes.
during a must-win game, when you're fighting for playoffs, that's unacceptable.
Yeah.
He had 0 points through 3 quarters. That can't happen.
Yeah.
If you're the superstar of this team, it cannot happen. It's unacceptable.
He took a lot of blame tonight, too.
He did, but he's been doing that in the past, being
Yeah.
like, I am the leader of this team. I have to hold myself accountable. I need to play better. But, the story of the Bulls for the past 3 years is you can talk all you want. Where's the results?
Yeah, you gotta go out
When
and
are you
do
going
it.
to start playing?
Yeah.
And that's been the big frustration, is just the inconsistencies and all that. We've been harping on it forever.
Yeah.
It's just the same story over and over again. But getting back to Derrick and Jimmy for a second,
Yeah.
do you think that they can coexist?
I don't know. I think we've seen them the last couple seasons. We've heard the rumors about, them not getting along. And now there's the trade rumors about Jimmy. So, I don't know at this point. I'm not totally sure. I'm sure they can, but it might be better to just move on and try and see if something else works or...
Yeah. Here's my thoughts. These are 2 players that demand the ball in order to be successful. You don't see Derrick playing off the ball all the time, and he doesn't usually make the hardest cuts to the basket.
Yeah.
And Jimmy's a guy who loves those ISO situations, who loves backing a guy down,
Yeah.
facing up, and hitting that jumper, or
Seems
just taking him to the rack.
Seems like it's either one or the other when they're on the floor.
never
when they're
both.
both on the floor, like it's either Jimmy is taking the ball and Derrick's kind of just waiting back, or vice versa. So,
That's a good point.
Yeah.
You never see it. Never see them both do well together in the same game. And
Yeah.
if they do, the Bulls usually lose, which is extremely interesting.
Yeah.
The other thing that hurts them is neither guy can really shoot from the outside.
Yeah.
Consistently anyway. You see
They get hot.
little spurts of
Yeah.
Jimmy.
Especially
hitting-
Jimmy.
Yeah, in ridiculous threes. Derrick's, this year, his 3-point shot's gotten better, but it's not
Yeah.
spectacular.
Yeah. And I
but-
think he finally adjusted to the fact that he really doesn't have a 3-point shot this year.
Yeah, and he's taking those mid-range.
At times, but yeah.
He's taking those mid-range shots,
Yeah,
really
he's
good off
finding
the
different
glass. And, I feel bad for Derrick, and I feel bad for the Bulls that they're in this situation, but they put themselves there with their inconsistent play.
Yeah.
And I still don't think Jimmy's 100% healthy.
Yeah, I agree.
Hoiberg and him are both saying,
He needs to.
he's physically right, he's fine, but he's not, because he has no lift on that jump shot. The knee is definitely bothering him. He doesn't have that same burst.
They need to sit him out, in my opinion. At this point, there's no reason for him to be in there, especially if they're going to keep him
Long term.
long term. There's no reason for him to be there. Right?
Well, Jimmy's not going to buy into that. He's not
Yeah.
going to be like, oh, I should sit. And, Hoiberg's going to listen because he doesn't have from what we've heard, the strongest backbone.
yes,
He's been a
he's
little
a
bit soft.
walkover.
Yep. All right, well, let's get into some Blackhawks talk here. I know you're excited
little bit
to talk
happier
about this,
topic.
this
Yes, I am.
recent stretch here. Last week we came on and Blake was kind of bummed out, some injury stuff,
Yeah.
Blackhawks kind of skidding. But Blake, tell us what the Blackhawks have been up to recently.
Well, I was bummed out last week, but with the Blackhawks, this stuff happens in March and April. But since then, they've gone on a 3-game winning streak with the wins over Winnipeg, Boston, and tonight over Arizona, scoring a boatload of goals, 17 goals in the last 3 games. Panarin finally coming back to life.
Big time.
First start of the week.
Yeah.
Yeah, 8 goals in his, not 8 goals, 8 points in his last 2 games prior to the game tonight. He had, I think, 2 assists tonight. I'm not totally sure
I'm
on
not
those numbers
positive as
exactly,
well.
but yeah, they've been great and won 5 out of the last 6. So, I mean, they haven't been playing those playoff teams, But, it's just good to see them kind of get out of that struggling period that they're in for the last 2 weeks prior to this. So it's good to see.
And that Boston game was huge.
Yes, it was. I think that was a big confidence builder.
Yeah, seriously. After going through some close games and a little bit of a skid,
Yeah.
just come out and score. I believe they were up 6 goals.
6-0.
And then Boston kind of came back and
Yeah,
made it
you
competitive.
kind of saw one of the bigger issues with the BlackHawks in that game is their lack of playing the whole 60 minutes. They can play those really good periods and put up, 3 or 4 goals and kind of coast the rest of the game and not really, have to play that 100%. And we saw that in the Boston game. I think the best thing for the Hawks right now is their possession numbers are rising again. They really dropped down the couple weeks they were struggling. And it's mostly because that second line is finally starting to click a little bit more again, and the power play is really coming alive once again too.
Yeah, what's the deal with Anisimov? I saw that he
took a hit in the back from Antoine Vermette.
Oh, friendly face.
Friendly guy, yeah. Like what? Thanks, man. Thanks, pal. But
I thought that you liked us.
yeah, no, I thought he was buddies with us.
He's a liar.
Yeah, he's a liar.
Last year means nothing now.
But I don't know. He got hit in the head. He went into the boards head first, and he went to the locker room, didn't play the rest of the game. It was in the second period, and then he sat up the third. I think it was more precautionary. I don't think it's as big of a deal as it looked at first, but something to keep an eye on for sure with only 2 games left. So, but yeah.
Yeah, Q said he was kind of day to day, so
Yeah.
I'm sure he'll.
The injuries are starting to pile up a little bit, especially with their forwards. Shaw, we still don't totally know where he's at. Hossa, it sounds like he's going to come back sooner or later. And now, hopefully, Anisimov's only out for the regular season or, maybe a game or 2. But, yeah,
And
not good.
Heading back to that Boston game quick.
Yeah.
Patrick Kane, over the 100-point mark on the season, just ridiculous. He's going to win the MVP. Panarin, Rookie of the Year as well. So
Yeah.
it's been great watching them on that second line. And Q got his 800th win recently, which is
It was like, it was kind of a weird day. It was like a day of round numbers, like full round numbers. Like Hossa almost got his 500th.
Yeah.
Kane got his 100th point. Q got his 800th win. Like, I don't know, it was a weird day, but good to see it.
a good day.
Very good day.
Like you said before, Panarin won the first start of the week with back-to-back 4-point games.
He's been playing very well.
Turnaround from him has been
Like
fantastic.
literally, just last week we were talking about how he's kind of lost maybe some of his confidence, or just wasn't playing as well as he could be, and a week later, look what happens.
back.
He played better than anyone in the league, and now we're here.
Probably just went to Panera, got a bread bowl, and
Got some broccoli cheddar,
then now he's okay.
some turkey bacon bravo.
Whatever you want. But you know what that means? You know what he's gonna do now? He's gonna make that money.
Yeah,
He's gonna make that
which
money.
is it's not the best thing for the Hawks right now. It's gonna mean it's gonna put the Hawks or Stan Bowman in some tricky situations moving
He's been
forward.
there before.
It won't be anything he hasn't seen before, but it does put them in a little bit of a bind. I'm not totally sure if he's I think he has to finish top 10 in scoring to get the bonus, and right now he's like 10th. So something to watch. I think he's going to finish in the top 10 too.
I think he'll get those bonuses.
Yeah.
And I'm Team Artemi for this one. Make that money, dude.
Yeah,
Go make it.
it'll be bad maybe overall for the organization, but
bread bowls
he
for everyone.
completely deserves it, and I don't think anyone would say otherwise. So it's good that he got the bonus. Like, don't get me wrong, like him getting that bonus means that he's had this amazing year and that he's this player that we thought he could be. So it sucks cap wise, but overall it's a good thing.
Yeah, and Crow
Yeah.
scheduled to play Columbus on Saturday, and Q saying he'll be fine for playoffs. Thank God.
Yeah, very good sign.
Darling has started 10 in a row which is a lot for him considering this is the first time he's done this in his career. He's played a lot of games, a lot of minutes.
I'm surprised they haven't gone to Leighton at all. I'm not totally sure why they haven't, but I thought tonight Leighton could get a start. Maybe give Scotty some rest. But yeah,
he's done all things considered. He's been doing all right.
He's been solid.
He's been solid, but he's no Corey Crawford.
Yeah, this team just kind of talking about Corey Crawford. This team has to have Corey Crawford.
Yep,
they have to. With their defense right now, it's a complete necessity. So
yeah, their defense is very thin and very weak. Especially without Duncan Keith for that game one.
I mean, Corey is top 3 goaltender in the league right now. So, and you know how important that position is. So
it's the most important. If you get a hot goalie going into playoff time, playoff hockey, you can take you places.
Yeah.
So Corey's gonna have to come back strong and healthy, and hopefully he is.
Yeah.
You have down here playoff bracket bets.
Yeah.
You want to expand on that?
Well, the matchups haven't been decided yet, but in a week, next Wednesday, it will all be settled, or it'll be settled on Saturday. I think is the final day. So I was thinking, play out is kind of like the March Madness. Thing. I don't know. Like see who does better.
Has a better accurate bracket.
Maybe a Rabbits.
I'm in for that.
Bet.
Yeah, but you still owe me a pitcher of beer. You still owe me that.
Okay, well, when we'll hang out this weekend.
Well, I'm gonna hold you to that because every single time we come on here and you want to make a wager, and you just don't.
You can just pile it up. It's a tab.
Blake's just not a man of his word. It's disappointing.
Hey, I will. It will happen at some point.
All right, I'll believe you. Fine. I'm in for this bet, whatever it entails. If the Hawks get a 1 seed or a 2 seed.
Yeah, and they finish up with St. Louis on Thursday, which is there's still a possibility they get that 2 seed. There's a possibility to get the 1 seed too. Kind of not as likely, but still could happen. Especially if they beat the Blues.
All right, we got a little bit of a slower week for the Bears, which is expected a couple weeks out from the draft. Draft board starting to pop up, take shape.
Yes.
Any thoughts on that, sir?
Yeah, there's some guys that I've seen people talking about that prior to the season ending, I kind of thought could be good prospects that could possibly end up on the Bears, and then I heard some bad things about him, but like Shaq Lawson, he was on Clemson. He's a defensive end. I really like him. I think he's got a lot of upside. Really productive player in college too. There's some other guys too. Like there's a cornerback out of Houston. His name's.
Did the Cubs just win?
The Cubs just won.
Final
6-1.
6-1.
And that's 2-0 for the first time in forever.
Anyway.
But anyway, yeah. Yeah, I mean, we don't know anything about the Bears draft board or anyone's draft board, really. We just know what experts think and, what common sense stuff. So we'll see as we'll hear more rumblings and rumors and all that.
Be on the lookout for Todd McShay.
Todd. Yeah.
I love Todd McShay.
He's a great man.
Todd. Jay Cutler.
Yeah.
Into the Vandy Hall of Fame.
Yep.
Prestigious honor.
This happened a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago.
I was not aware until I just read it. So good for him.
Yeah. It's cool.
I mean, SEC.
Pretty good. He was very good at Vanderbilt, obviously.
I saw an interview with him talking about Nashville and how much he has a house there.
They love it there. They've called it their home like a bunch of times.
Did you hear about this sexting thing?
No.
With Jay Cutler?
No.
His wife said on The View or something that they sext sometimes. It's really strange, like the weirdest thing. It was just like the most Jay Cutler thing of all time.
This happened on The View?
On some show.
Is that the show with the ladies around the...
Yeah, the table.
The Senate? Okay.
Yeah.
With...
Don't act like you don't watch.
I know of the show. There's one lady on there that I know her
Rosie
name.
O'Donnell is still on
Rosie O'Donnell's on it?
I think so.
Oh, is that the one with the Osborne? Sharon Osborne?
I don't know if she's still on it, but I think she was.
Yeah, she is. He definitely is.
Okay, well, Blake watches
It's a great
the
show.
all about it. Draft is in 3 weeks. We will have upcoming draft coverage for you.
Yeah.
We'll
We'll
dive
be
right
there.
into it. Blake will be working the draft, pretty sure, with Stats. If you didn't know, Blake works at Stats Inc. Pretty cool. I'll just be there having a beverage, watching.
Having some fun.
Just having fun while Blake has to work.
Yeah.
We'll meet up.
We'll meet up.
Get that picture that
Yeah.
I want.
We'll be good.
All right. Well, let's get into some meatballs here. It's the meatballs of the
Meatballs.
week. If you don't know what a meatball is,
It's a
fool.
piece of meat with like breadcrumbs, some garlic, and a
Yes.
Oh, we're talking about the other meatball.
Like the meatballs that we talk about
Oh,
on
okay.
this show.
Oh, okay.
Like the meatballs that deserve to be talked about, the ones that are foolish, the ones that make fools of others and themselves. We have a Meatball Hall of Fame on the website. You have to do someone really dumb to get on there.
Yeah.
But we have 3 members. So Blake, let's get into that first meatball.
Okay. Well, I saw this today. There's a analytics guy. His Twitter handle, I think, is Kane with a C, NHL, like underscore NHL. He came out with like this weird projection thing. It's based on the last 25 games of the regular season only, and it's like odds for the Stanley Cup playoffs. And at the top was the Penguins, but he listed like probably 10 teams, and the 2 teams he left out: Hawks and the Capitals. Like,
This guy is a meatball.
I don't totally understand the whole.
Maybe he just knew, like, of course they're gonna win.
The
We're gonna
Flyers
win,
were
so-
the 3rd best odds. They're the 8th seed in the East right now. So a lot of people were giving him.
Yeah, well, this
stuff.
guy's a meatball. He deserves
He's a big
it.
meatball. Yeah, you should check it out.
And this Chicago Tribune McDonald's article.
This one was amazing. I don't know if you saw
I
it.
haven't heard anything about
Oh my gosh, you have to read this. So the Tribune, I thought when I first read it, I was like, is this like a joke? Is this supposed to be satire, or is this like from The Onion or something? It's talking about the McDonald's across from Wrigley Field,
it. Oh, gosh.
and there's a guy who they interviewed who is like apparently very emotionally attached to the McDonald's.
I mean, aren't we all like a little bit attached to that McDonald's?
Well,
I'm more to the Taco Bell.
I'm more attached to the Taco Bell. That McDonald's, I mean, I've seen people like throwing up on themselves there, stuff like that. Like the bathroom is the worst thing I've ever been to. But apparently some guy like really loves that McDonald's. He was talking about how the Wi-Fi is great.
You're going to have to show me this.
You definitely have to read that article. It is gret.
Well, that's fantastic.
And the thing is, the new hotel, they're going to have a McDonald's in there.
But is the Wi-Fi going to be?
Yeah, if the Wi-Fi is not as good, you know,
Then it's over.
that guy's still gonna be angry. Apparently.
Yeah, I saw something else too about Al. You know, our buddy Al at Bleed Cubby Blue.
Yeah,
Everyone giving him crap because he wrote something about the 7-Eleven. And
the one oh yeah, I heard
Yeah.
that was closing down.
and that's a good 7-Eleven.
Was
but
it like was it like a caring piece?
Yeah, it was like a eulogy, essentially.
Right.
Like, he was all about that 7-Eleven, and, you know, dude, move on. Wrigleyville's going to be so much better without some of these places. A lot more classier, and a lot of people just not barfing all over themselves. So,
That's the biggest thing.
Al, I'm putting you on the list too, buddy. And then something that I saw today, which really blew me away, if you guys saw my Twitter feed, there's a guy named Justin Termine who does Sirius XM radio about NBA stuff.
Yeah.
And he said, if Derrick Rose never got hurt and he stayed healthy his entire career, that Jimmy Butler would never be an all-star. And would never be the point where he's at. And he said that Jimmy would be out of the league, which I think is meatball worthy.
That is interesting. I think it's not accurate. I don't think maybe some of the things that happened to Jimmy, like some of the breaks he got,
Yeah.
because of just Derek's always down and they are lacking guards, probably helped him in his development a lot. But I don't think that's accurate.
Yeah, there's no way he would be out of the league at this point. So
Yeah, he's a
Justin,
guy like
you're a
even
meatball.
even when he came into the league, like people understood that he could play defense very well, and that they could maybe eventually develop his offensive game, which has happened. But
Yeah.
even if he didn't develop that the way he did, I feel like he still would be
Just because he's
a
defensive
valuable guy. Yeah, because of his defensive game.
Yeah,
So
and he's
that guy's a
athletic.
meatball.
He's
Yeah.
a meatball. It took me by surprise.
Yeah,
I was like, holy cow, man! This guy's an all-star, getting paid superstar money,
yeah.
Jordan athlete, and has basically been the heart and soul of this Bulls team this season, even if it's super disappointing.
There's a lot of hot takes
Hot
about
takes
some
today.
of the Bulls.
I mean, that's like Bulls Twitter in a nutshell. Like
The hot takes.
some hot takes, but a lot of just sadness right now. A lot of my buddies on Bulls Twitter. Just
Is it
very
sadness or
sad.
is it acceptance?
A little bit of both.
Yeah.
I'm mostly accepting this at this point, but still some sadness for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
you want to see your team do well. Everyone's like, oh, team ping pong ball. Like, I'm team ping pong ball. But I still want to see the Bulls do well because I care about the franchise.
When's the next time the Bulls make the playoffs? If you had to guess. That's a tough one.
It is tough. It really depends on what they do this offseason.
Yeah.
Because I think if you have basically the same team that you have next year, they
Yeah.
could make the playoffs, but they shouldn't have the same team. Powell's probably going to walk. Joakim's going to walk.
That's how I feel. I feel like they're going to stay put with what they have, which is a mistake.
Yeah, so that means no playoffs for the next 2 years, probably.
It could happen.
I mean, you never know that if
could happen. I'll
players
tell you how
buy
it
into the
happens.
Hoiberg system.
No, I'll tell you how it happens. They fire Hoiberg, and they hire Luke Walton.
We're gonna end the meatballs right there, folks. Couple shout outs for people listening. Our buddy Mike hooking us up as always. Love Mike.
Shout out to Mike.
Our buddy Crunch, who's recording this right now.
Yes, thank
We're
you.
gonna post his Twitter handle and get it out there. He's gonna put us up on his website. So
Yeah.
great stuff from Crunch. Love Crunch. And then Matt
third
Caesar. Matt Caesar, I'm gonna give a shout out to.
Is he the guy this year?
He's gonna be our guy.
I think he's the guy.
We talked about Kawasaki, but he's not on the Cubs right now. So
Yeah.
Matt Caesar, you're
The thing
our,
about Caesar too is I feel like he can legit play too.
Yeah.
Like he is a guy who's going to really help out this year.
he's like natural Kristen Orfia.
He's got a lot of power too.
If those of you who don't know, we like have a love affair with Kristen Orfia, or
If
mainly
you
me.
listen to any episode.
It's all about
Oh,
Kristen.
it's only you. You're saying I don't love
All
Kristen
right, Blake
Orfia.
loves Kristen Orfia. And then our buddy Beefton Scullyville. Scolville.
Skullville.
You know who
I'm
you
glad
are.
you left
know
him
who
on
you
there.
are, Beefton.
You know you're listening.
Yeah, we love you. And yeah, Blake, any last words for everybody?
I'm glad I can watch baseball every single day, and I think most people will agree with me. And this year's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I can tell from these first two games alone that this is going to be a really fun year.
Yeah. Lots of Cubs coverage coming up with us. We'll have
Yeah.
to do another Cubs episode soon. We'll probably do a Blackhawks episode. We need some guests for
I'll get on
Blackhawks
that.
talk here, and we'll do that. We'll get it going right before the playoffs. Probably next episode. That'd be a good time.
Yeah, it
But
would.
We'll get on that. We'll get some Blackhawks people on the show to talk.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
just some stuff for you one more time. SosaSteamroom.com has everything on there. Follow us on Twitter at SosaSteamroom, at DN Edstrom, at Soldier Field BLG. And this is episode 11, guys.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
Thank you for listening. You know who you are. We love you.
I love you.
And thanks to everyone who's tuning in on Periscope as well. Great
Pointed
stuff.
to him.
Blake, see you later. We love you guys for listening.
Thanks for listening.
Have a good one.
Baseball season's underway. Well, you better get ready for